Mic check. Shalom, shalom. Mic check. Shalom, shalom. Shalom. And we'll start, of course, giving honor and glories and praise and worship to our power, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honor to our apostles, our elders, a great millstone, who rule well, teacher on sound doctrine, taught us 100% truth through the spirit and power of YAHWASHI. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children of the Lord have mercy in these last days. All right. HAQADASH. All right. Coming from the GMS branch here in Cleveland. With a quick hit, Lord willing, it's edifying. Okay. I was talking to one of the brothers, and the inspiration comes from the conversation we had. It's going into some different contexts and history and different things of such. All right. But without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Now, the first thing I want to do, I don't have it pulled up here. First thing I want to do is Etum online. All right. So the title of this lesson is Ahmath. I forgot the rest. Ahmath in numbers, something to that effect. Let me see. Yeah, Ahmath, which means truth. Okay. Ahmath in numbers. All right. Matter of fact, before we start, we can get that just to show you that truth means Ahmath. All right. All right, here we go. Genesis 24 and 27. And he said, blessed be the power, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, the power of my master Abraham, who have not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI led me to the house of my master's brethren. We go into this word truth here. All right. So we go to the word truth. All right. It says Ahmath here right at the top. Ahmath. Okay. Ahmath. Truth. It says firmness, faithfulness, truth, sureness, reliability, stability, as spoken, right? It is what it is, a divine instruction, truth. Truth as a body of ethical or religious knowledge, true doctrine, okay? Truth. Certainty, here in the Strongs. Establishment, assured, okay? So truth means Ahmath, okay? Which also has to deal with, the word math, okay, where math comes from. All right, math, Ahmath, okay, and math is the study of numbers, okay. Math is the study of numbers, okay. Mathematics, all right, and numbers don't lie, okay. That's why the title says Ahmath in numbers and face of God, because we're gonna find out here. Lord willing, is edifying. I'm gonna show a couple pics dealing with the pineal, okay, and why these different nations and these different individuals are so big on the pineal and what it has to do with the concept of nature, okay. This is mathematics. It says the science of quantity. Now, when you go into that word science just means to know, okay. So the truth and to know the quantity of something, as the Father, he said, he knows how the number on our head, okay, the number of hairs on our head, it's like you, okay. He knows the quantity of follicles on top of our head, okay, because he's the true power, okay. He's the only true power there is, man. Okay, it says. So science means to know. It says mystical doctrines as to the relation of time to eternity, right? It says are also reinforced by pure mathematics. It's like pure mathematics. You see, because numbers are true. Numbers don't lie, man. When the number comes up, okay, you can't fake a number. You can't say, well, this number mean you can't. No, if you add one and another one, it's going to always make two. It's not going to make three. Okay. If you add another one, it will make three. It says for mathematical objects such as numbers, if real at all, eternal, non eternal. It says, here we go. Such eternal objects can be conceived as God's thoughts, which is it's going to segue into what this lesson is about. Math again, Ahmath, truth, math, truth, words. I mean numbers, truth. Okay. So we're going, it says right here, let's focus on this. It says such eternal objects can be conceived as God's thoughts. Okay, which is beautiful because getting into what this lesson is about. All right, so here we go. See, I got a bunch of pictures, but we're gonna do it like this. Here we go. All right, so you see this. Facts locking. So I have the pine here, right? Slack it. There we go. Jumping the gun. Showed y'all some good stuff before. Haha. It's all good. Here. So again, what does it say? Etum. It says such eternal objects can be conceived as God's thoughts. And that's exactly what we see in nature, man. Okay? That's exactly what we see in nature. Matter of fact, here's Wisdom of Solomon 12:1. For thine uncorruptible spirit is in all things. It just said such eternal objects can be conceived as the Most High thoughts. So everything we see here on the earth, okay, conveys the Most High's thoughts. Okay, we see the thought He put into the things that we see, how detailed it is. Something called a speckled bird that has many colors. Okay, even down to the lowest of beasts, the pig, and everything it does and what it's created for. Okay, the garbage can of the earth. Okay, from a butterfly or to a bird, to a lily, to a tulip, okay, from humans to monkeys, okay, trees and grass, everything has its order and structure, and everything is in its proper context. So everything we see conveys the Father's thoughts. So you have a guy named Fibonacci, okay, and this guy here, you know, he came up with this concept, which obviously we're proving that it's the Most High's concept. He just saw it one day. I don't know if he is a Jake or not, but I remember being in college back in 2012, and uh, you know, this was one of the studies that we had to go to because I had an art degree. All right, I have an art degree, and one of the classes we had to take was math for artists. Okay, and it's crazy because the Most High is the best artist. Okay, and I found this very fascinating. So I believe Apostle Gabar went into something like this slightly before, but here you go, Fibonacci, right? We're gonna use this term, okay, because it's just for edification. All right, so what he did was, you see this here, came up with this concept. Boom, you start in the middle of something, and you draw, you start to go around it. All the numbers are equivalent to one another, and they all add up. They're always the same in every element on the earth. All right, so here you have it. Here's the proof. And I just brought this up to show you the different images, okay, from sunflowers until this is a good one right here. From birth, you see the baby here. Oh, my cursor is showing. Yeah, my cursor is showing on here, right? From babies to octopus, okay, to dandelions, from dandelions unto pollen, okay, into okay, you see the swirls on how tornadoes and okay, hurricanes, and here you got the galaxy, okay, They're showing different images here. Look at all the different flowers and you know everything, man. Okay, everything you see here, thy uncorruptible spirit is in all things. Okay, and it shows you that if you start in the middle and you go out, as you see, you start to form the numbers and you start to form the sequence. Okay, meaning proper order. Everything is in order. Everything makes sense. Numbers don't lie. Okay, there's truth in numbers. Okay, the Father deals with numbers, man. Whether on a small or large scale, he deals with numbers. Everything is perfectly calculated. I mentioned it earlier, from down to the hair follicles, okay? Down to the number of the sands, the sand of the sea. From the stars, the Lord deals with numbers. 12 tribes, okay? That vibration of 12. 12 tribes, 12 apostles, okay? Okay? You know, 144,000. When you divide it, it goes into 12. Okay, like YAHAWASHI deals with numbers, man. On the left hand side, you deal with 666. All right, the number of the man, the beast. Okay, his vibration 2/3. Okay, 666 is gonna be purged and numbered with the sword, Isaiah 65. So the Lord deals with numbers on a high level, man. Okay, numbers, everything is calculated by numbers, man. Okay. Now I'm just showing you, look, even snowflakes, okay? From snowflakes to, everything has this sequence, man. Thy incorruptible spirit is in all things. And all Fibonacci number is this. Let's put this up for the ones that don't know. All right. It's basically each sequence is a sum of itself, which makes this spiral shape, which is why they have it like this. 0, 1, and 1 will be 2, right? So 2 ones will equal 2. So then if I do it again, okay, 1 plus 2 will be 3. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 3 plus 5 equals 8. 8 plus 5 equals 13, and so forth. Meaning what? There's an infinite amount of numbers. Meaning it's showing the power of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI in the things that he created from the concept of numbers, man. You see? From the concept of numbers, man. Okay? So if we go here, let's go to Genesis 32 and 30. Come on. Genesis 32 and 30. All right. It says, which is why I had them other images pulled up. Okay. It says, I think I had it pulled up already. Let's see. You had it pulled up on here. Okay. Genesis 32 and 30. It says, and Jacob called the name of the most Salakia. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen power or God face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Okay, now this is when he was dealing with the angel, right? Now he was asking for that blessing. He was wrestling the angel. Okay, now check this. So I'm gonna read it again. Jacob called the name of the place Peniel. Now, obviously, okay. So what Esau likes to do is he likes to have hide truth in plain sight. So what I did was, all right. So all right, here you go, right here. All right, Salakia. All right, so here we go. So you see here is the pineal, which they call it the pineal gland. Okay, the pineal gland. So what the pineal gland is The Egyptians called it your third eye. Okay, the world called it your third eye. But with the pineal gland is the spiritual eye. Okay, the eye that gives you the connection between what it say. Such eternal objects can be conceived as God's thoughts. Okay, so matter of fact, like it. Damn, what I'm about to do? Oh, pineal. Let's go to pineal in the etymology. Okay. Pineal. And then let me get this quick precept in John. What did the Lord say? John 4:24. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Okay. So what you find out is that it says here, pineal. It says in reference to the gland in the brain, literally like a pine cone, which is why I have the pine cone up to show you something. So when you go into this, thought it was more on this. Yeah, kind. So in reference to pine, okay, which is why the elites, you see that? Which is why the Pope, you see that? His staff, okay, his staff, and they have the pine cone set up on his staff, and you go to like this image here, they got the statue of the pine cone. Okay, why do they have this? Because I'm gonna show you. I'm Lord willing, is edifying, man. Because it all goes back to this concept that we read in Genesis 32 and 30. It says, and Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God or powers face to face. So, and that's what you get the concept of the pineal gland, which is the spiritual eye, okay, where you connect with power. Okay, you see power face to face. Okay, and this is what the world tries to tap into. They call it, some people call it chakras. They call it the chakras deal with, they say that chakras deal with the element, like the alignment of the body, different points of the body, and all this other stuff. But in reality, it all goes back to the Bible. Okay, this whole concept. Okay, the third eye and the whole concept, because it's a real thing. Okay, we just read it. Now, when you go into, it says John 4:24, the power is spirit. Okay, Yahawah is spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. So, going back to the etzem, so the Most High, I pulled that because the Most High is a spirit, and when you worship him, you must what? Worship him in spirit and truth. And the only way we can worship the Father is in spirit and truth is by what? Having eyesight, tapping in into that third eye on the right hand side, tapping into our spiritual self, so that we can connect with the power. Because look, Pine says what? I'm not gonna read this up here. Well, it says to be fat, swell, right? Now it says, if so, the tree's name will be a reference to its sap or pitch. Okay. It says, matter of fact, that's why I wanted that in here. Let me go back to Genesis 32:30 again. Let's get that. That's the word pineal or pineal. Okay. And in the Hebrew.
Strong's H 6439, Penuel,
right?
Gesenius Lexicon, Penuel, second entry, Peniel.
Which I'm saying it just how it's written in the English so you can understand. It says, all right, Peniel, facing God. All right, facing God. Okay, so when you go here, damn, I forgot what I was about to bring up. Salakia. I lost my train of thought. Okay, let me see. Got all these damn tabs up. Salakia. I got all these damn tabs up. It says the place named by Jacob when he wrestled with power and located on the north. Right. So when you go back into it, so facing God, it says right after that in the next verse, it says 31, Genesis 32 and 31. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh, which is spiritual, because when you go into the pineal, okay, it goes into light, okay, a light. So let me see. I think I had an image of it. See, which is it's the spiritual. It's the spiritual. It's the spirit. Okay, it's how you activate the spiritual side. It's what's already in you. Okay, okay. Education, educate, which is to draw out. Okay, what is already in you. Okay, so the pineal is the access to our spiritual self or our higher self. Okay, and what the devil does is he calcifies it by feeding you pork. I think that's the right term. Okay, by feeding you pork. Let me see. Decalcify. Yeah, there you go, right there. Right turn, right? So you decalcify. The only way to truly decalcify your pineal gland is the truth, it's the scriptures. Because the Father said in John 4, as we brought it out, that he's you must worship him in spirit and in truth. Okay, he's the Father of spirits, like it says in Hebrew. All right, so he's the Father of spirits, and the only way to worship him is in spirit and truth. And the way we do that is by activating what our spiritual self. Okay, see, the things around us keeps our pineal gland down, our vibrations down, man. Okay, we can't tap into a higher self. Okay, because our vibration, our frequency is down. Our pineal is calcified, is clogged up with port and all these different things around you that clogs it up, which means what? It clouds your judgment. Because when you have the light, you can properly judge. You have your knowing. Okay, you have the true breakdown. You have the science behind it. All right, to know, you know. Okay, and that's the Most High. Yahawah had did that. That's why he said, "What? I have blinded you, okay, so that you cannot see." The Lord put a veil over the minds of the people, so that they cannot see. Matter of fact, um, what's that? It's like my phone blowing up. Brothers going in. Mark 8, right? Mark 8. Let's get that real quick. But the Lord, I'm gonna show you that the Lord showed this is exactly what I said, because how about Shah put a veil, a covering cast, okay, on that spiritual connection, on your higher self. Remember, he said, I will bring you low. Poverty is low. So your higher self can't be your higher self. Okay, he put us low. All right. The only one that was able to do it was Yahawah was Yahawashai, man. Come on, man. Mark. This is Mark 8 and verse 23. It says, now this is when he healed the blind man. It says, and he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands upon him, he asked him if he saw aught. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. Right? So this is him at a higher self. This is his spiritual eye open. Okay. And then after that, he put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up. So the Lord did it again, and he was restored. Well, wouldn't he be restored if he was at his higher self? No, he wasn't restored in terms of his flesh, okay, being in the state he was in, because we're not in the spiritual concept of things, like in terms of that higher self yet. We're not going to be there to the until the kingdom, man. Okay, when we are 100%, okay, we are 100% Yahawah Yahawashi, man. Okay, all right, that's going to manifest itself into the physical. Okay, because we're practicing, we're rehearsing these things in the right now, so that the new covenant will be written in our inward parts. That's us having full complete access. It says, after that he put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up, and he was restored and saw every man clearly. So there you go. So the Lord gave him the spiritual eye. He saw men walking as trees, which is going to connect to which still connects to what we're bringing out, okay? And then, which connects to this pine. When you go into the pineal, okay? Pine comes from pineal, which is why they have the pine on their staff and so forth, because you're going to find out that the pine tree is the most significant tree out there, man, okay? And what it can do, it says here, if so, the tree's name would be a reference to a sap or pitch, okay? Juice, sap, risen. Now what you're going to find out is that okay, let's go into that, because I have pulled that up. Sap, right? Real quick. All right. So the Lord is giving us that spiritual eye to see in the dark, man. Okay. I will put you in chains of darkness. But the Lord said, well, he will restore us. And that's how he's restored us. He's given us, he's opened our spiritual concept up now. So now we see things for what it is. Okay. When you're at when your pineal is low, you can't see reality for what it is, man. That's why when you go into the Fibonacci numbers, they always go into the pyramids, because who built the pyramids? The Israelites. Okay. The precision on the pyramids is not like none other in the world. They still can't, even with their machines, they still can't, pinpoint the accuracy of the measurements using numbers, obviously math, truth, okay, and the pyramids, man, and how they line up with the stars and so forth, man. We are the people of the earth, man. We are the ones that did that, okay? So you go here. It says, the pineal gland is shaped very much like the pine cone and lies at the center of our brain. It is intimate. It's like it. Center of our brain. It is intimately linked to our body's perception of light. And we know the scriptures say that the world is in darkness. Okay, so how can the world have access to this? They can't. See, they do witchcraft and sorcery, and they do it on the left-hand side. That's why it says pine cone, magic, and symbolism. But in fact, everything that is true, the lie comes from the truth. So everything that's false and fake stemmed from the truth. So if they have that concept on the left-hand side, it stemmed from somewhere of the truth, which is, you see that light. So sap, all right, well, it's like it. All right, so when you go into you see here the pineal, like I said, represents, it mimics the pine cone. Okay, as you see, many things here, and like you saw, should have saw with this example, even our hands. Okay, you see that the Lord in His incorruptible spirit is in all things, and all these things link up together, man. Okay, all these things link up together. And then the other one you had on here was the pine cone. You see? The pine cone. See that? So the pine cone, which is significant, which is why this lesson is the pine cone, and why this devil here has it on his staff and so forth, is because the pine cone is very significant, like I said, and then we're going to close out. We go into it, all right? So here, it's like it. All right, so remember, the Etom said what? Pine, from pineal, okay? Now, it mentions sap. It says its tree's name would be a reference to its sap. Now, it says it would be a reference to a sap. Why is that important? Because the pine cone or the pine tree sap is what it does is beautiful. It says pine tree sap is used by the tree to transport nutrients. Pine tree is sort of like, the spiritual eye. Okay, and once we tap into Yahawah, Yahawashai in the realm that's dark, we're now being properly nourished. Okay, the scriptures tell you that if we believe on Him, out of our belly shall flow rivers of living water. Okay, that's the nourish. That's because that's why I brought that out, Matthew 8, because he said he saw men walking as trees. So we all are trees. It's just what type of tree you are. Are you near water where you can flourish more than other trees? Can you grow as the trees of Lebanon? Or are you just a withered tree? Okay, with that can bear no fruit. You see, that's why the Lord referenced those things like that. He said, "I am the vine; you are the branches. Abide in me." That's why He talks like that, because we are trees. We are living. We are living. We are walking trees, man. Okay. It says, look at our bodies, arms, branches, right? Branches, legs, okay, and so forth. The structure of the skin, okay, the bark and everything. It looks like, we come from the earth, man. It says the tree. It says pine tree sap is used by the tree to transport nutrients, living water flowing through us. Once we tapped into our spiritual self, came back to the people of the Most High. That means we are spiritual people. So we tapped into the pineal, okay, and now that water, that living water is flowing through us. It's transporting nutrients through our whole body, so that now we can stand firm and stand bold in front of those who afflict us, man. Pine tree sap uses include glue, candles, and fire starting. Pine sap is also used for making turpentine, a flammable substance used for coating objects. And it's funny because it's used for turpentine, all right, the pine sap, all right, and the pine sap again is like in a reference to the living water that's flowing through us. And it's crazy because the pine sap, which is the living water in us, is you can look at it like turpentine. It says a flammable substance used for coating objects. So this living water is literally like turpentine into the world. Mainly Babylon the Great, all right, and where the small has dwell. Mainly here in Babylon the Great, though, this place is being coated with flammable substance, and that flammable substance is the word, man. Okay, and the Lord, he's doing it through the Spirit right now. He's putting a coating, because when you see you can't see sometimes you can't see those coating like turpentine and all that like that, man. Okay, if somebody spray damn, what's it called when you barbecue? I was a chef. What's it called when you barbecue? I can't think right now. It escaped me. Lighter fluid. You can't see that. So like when you put turpentine, the Lord is putting turpentine on this man's system, on his kingdom, by the way of the prophets. That flame that we're speaking is burning this place down, and He's going to bring the physical and literal fire. All right, to combat, not to combat, but to so when He bring the physical, us bringing the spiritual concept of it is Him bringing the physical is going to be glorified, man. Because why? We were prophesying, we were saying it was going to happen, and we were putting that vibration on it, which is the turpentine, which is the living water, meaning these words of Yahawah, Yahawashai, and then He's going to bring the action behind the words that was spoken. A flammable substance used for coating objects. It says the pine sap fight infections. Pine sap is an astringent substance that has antiseptic and anti-inflammatory properties, along with being antibacterial as well. The sap that comes out of the tree provides the tree with a way to heal and seal off wounds, while also preventing the tree from getting infections that could further damage it. And that's what the Lord has done for us. That's what the living water has done for us, man. The living water is our sap, okay, and it has healed us, okay. Jeremiah 30, the Lord said he will heal us of our wounds because our wounds were incurable. Okay, the only way we can be healed is by the living water, man. You see, it says that with the way to heal and seal off wounds while also preventing the tree from getting infections. So the infections are these philosophies and these doctrines of the world. You see, and this concept is what these devils is trying to look, is trying to uphold and try to obtain, man. You think this is a man of the Lord, this nigga right here, man? Look at this guy, man. And look, he got the serpent coming to the pine cone, you know. Now, I'll show you. Because remember, Esau, as we was talking, me and the brother was talking, because Esau, what we was talking about, you know, was this whole concept, you know, but like, what did Esau do? He is the wicked of the earth. So he's perfected the concept of all the ancient kingdoms before him. There you have Nimrod, or Tammuz and all that, or Babylon, Mesopotamia. Okay. It's the same thing, man. Oh my God, I didn't know it was gonna do all this. How you make this bigger though? Right at the top it says Assyria, Dionysus. Right, exactly. All of it's connected, man. Why? Because they're all trying to obtain the knowledge, the knowledge which we have, man. Okay, and you only can obtain this as we're going into the sap of a pine. Okay, you can only obtain this by the living water. Now, why? Look, check how important sap is on a tree, though. So it says sap is essential to a tree. Roots take up water and nutrients, and these need to be spread throughout the trees, right? Because pine trees have needles on it, and those needles transport to that water to the tree roots. It says sap is a viscous liquid that carries nutrients throughout the tree to the areas where they are most needed. Tree leaves produce simple sugars that must get transported through the tree's fibers. It says why is sap from trees important? The sticky substance seeping out of trees called sap is a vital part of the tree's life. Right, the living water, YAHWASHI, is a vital part to our life, to this tree's life. Sap carries important nutrients, water, and hormones through the tree that are essential for a healthy plant. Okay? For a healthy plant. It says pruning, damage, pests, and disease are common reasons why trees ooze and drip sap. But it says again, through the tree that are essential for a healthy plant. So when you go into remember we're going to that word, etymology of pineal goes into pine, which it says, if so, the tree's name will be a reference to its sap, because how well the tree protects itself, okay, and what it does. Okay, and which is why these devils uphold to the pine cone, because the pine cone, all right, has a specific and a unique coating, and it has a unique way about it. Okay, than most trees, man. Which is why this devil, again, also the pine tree connects. It comes from it's connected to the pine or the pineal or pineal. Okay, that's why this devil upholds to that, because he's trying to show you that he is God. He's trying to uphold immortality. And when you go again, when we went into it, it's an infinite amount of wisdom. Okay, that's what the pine represents. The pineal gland is the spiritual part of us that we connect to, which is again it's in the shape of a pine cone. Okay, it's all connected. Which again, when we went into the word pineal in Genesis 32, it says the face of God. Okay, the face of power, meaning right, knowledge, wisdom. And then right after that, it said the sun rose, right? It was symbolic. The sun rose, right? That light, all right, rose, right? That's beautiful, man. It says, and he passed over pineal, the sun rose upon him. Like it's all spiritual, and he halted upon his thigh. Okay, it's all spiritual. So we can get rid of these, so I won't get confused. So yeah, man. So that's basically really it. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. Phone about to die. That's really basically it. Another one real quick. Jeremiah. Dealing with that, just real quick. Just another one. Jeremiah 2:21. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine. See, the Lord planted us, okay, a noble vine, okay, different from all the other trees, okay, holy a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? You see? So the Lord has planted us a noble vine, a vine that dwells in him. Deuteronomy 4, the nations looked upon us and they knew a power that was near unto us, man. Okay? That's why the Lord told you later down in the verse in St. John 15:6, I believe, that ye can do nothing without me. Because we can't do nothing without the living water, just like a tree can't do nothing without its sap. It needs its sap in order to be to heal, protect itself. Okay, other like everything we read, man. Okay, and look, you see the eye of Horus, which is why they had that concept of the mind. We taught them this stuff, man. They didn't. They are heathens. You see, the heathens don't have this knowledge, the concept of these things. We showed the nations these things, man. We showed these people these things, and they took it and put it on the left hand side like they always do, man. And also Jake. Jake was probably the forerunner, man. Just like you, first Maccabees, this device pleased them well, right? Not like the master, the heathens are wicked, they do wickedly. Esau's the wicked, and they have concepts, and then Jacob take their concepts that they come up with, because we such a great people, and when we act on those concepts, it's worse than them niggas acting on their concepts, man. You see, the Jeremiah 5, Jacob's, Israel's deeds have surpassed the deeds of the wicked. You see, yo, man, it's heavy stuff, man. But yeah, again, the brain mimics the eye of Horus, which is where they get it from, the concept of what we taught. Look, I mentioned the chakras earlier, but they don't have the understanding. They didn't have the complete breakdown on it, man. You see? But again, man, there you have it, man. It's all connected, the perception of our body's perception of light. Okay. And we all know that Job 10:21, we all know that his concept, see, I'm about to close out. Yeah, we all know that his concept is his light is darkness for real. Job 10:21, before I go, once I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness. So they can't access the infinite knowledge that we have, man. The scriptures say what? Salakia. He said, what do he say now? It was given to you to know the mysteries. Colossians, I believe. Matthew. Oh, okay. I was thinking of Paul. Matthew 13:11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not getting. Because why? Their light is as darkness. They're posers, man. They don't actually possess this knowledge, man. Okay, they're appearing to the world that that they have the knowledge, but they actually don't have the knowledge, man. You see why? Because it was given to us to know the mysteries, man. Okay, the breakdowns, the deep dark sayings, the parables, and the spiritual side of things. But unto them it is not given. Unto even until it's going into 2/3 of our people, wicked jakes, but mainly these nations, man. Okay, so yeah, man. So Lord willing, this is edifying. Oh, I did want to get one more. Sap. Etymology of sap. It says juice or fluid which circulates in plants, the blood of plant life. Yeah, man. So the blood of plant life. You see, sap is the blood of plant life. And what's our blood? Yahawashi. Okay, he's our blood. That's why it's important. Okay, man. You know, I don't want to go into a whole plethora of other things, but yeah, man. Yahawashi is the blood. Okay, he is the blood. Moses sprinkled the blood on the people, right? He is the purification, man. Okay, he is the juice or the fluid which circulates in us, man. Okay, you can do nothing without me. All right, as the scriptures say. So again, we saw trees. I'm gonna read this one more time, and we close out. He took the blind man by the hand. Matthew, this is Mark 8:23, and he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands upon him, he asked him if he saw aught. And he looked up and saw, and he said, I see men as trees walking. After that, he put his hand upon him, his eyes. It's like it. After that, he put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up, and he was restored and saw every man clearly. So there you have it, man. You know, I just wanted to show that real quick, you know, on how the pineal gland and the pineal in Genesis 32 are go hand in hand. Okay. The face of God. Okay. Okay, tapped into that spirit, you know what I'm saying, that spirit of the Most High, YAHWASHI on his realm, that light, he tapped into that light. Okay, how else you think he was able to wrestle the angel, man? He was at a high frequency, man. Matter of fact, let's close with it. Let's close with it. It's like I said I was gonna close with that, but no, we're gonna close with this. It says Genesis, and it's crazy because the top of this title, at the top of the page, it says Jacob's fear of Esau. You see that? And in verse 1 it says, and Jacob went on his way, and the angels of the Most High met him. The angels of power met him. You see? He said, when Jacob saw them, he said, this is the power's host, Yahweh's host. And he called the name of that place Mahanaim, or Mahanaim. You see? Like, it's beautiful, man. And then you go down where we was at in 27. It says, 24, and Jacob was left alone, and they wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. You see, that was a long time, man. And when he saw that, because this was also during the fourth watch. Oh, I believe it's like it. Don't call me on that. I know the brother did a lesson. I reposted it, but he went into this too, which is a beautiful point. All right, the breaking of the day. I believe that's around that time because I believe I was around that fourth watch between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. All right, if I'm not mistaken. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. You see that? And he said, let me go. He called for the day breaketh. It says, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? He said, Jacob, or Yaquab. He said, thy name shall be called no more Yaquab, but Yasha'Allah. For as a prince hast thou power with the Most High and with men, and has prevailed. You see? And that's what we're doing. We're wrestling, all right, and asking the Lord to bless us, all right, to keep us from the said pearls and the said measures and the dangers that's about to come. Okay? That's what we're doing, wrestling between his flesh. Okay? It says, and Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Yaquah called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen power face to face, and my life is preserved. And that's what we're hoping. Because why? That living water, our third eye, our spiritual eye is open. And what? For now we have seen power face to face. And now, Lord willing, we are the number so that we are too preserved. Okay, when the Lord brings the judgment to this place, man. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun arose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore, the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, until this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh and the sinew that shrank. Man. So yeah, man, there you have it, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying to one of the elect members, lamb, sheep, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. All right. I want to give honor and glory again to YAHWAH, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. That will honor to our apostles, our elders, a great millstone, who rule well, teach well, and sound doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect and the rest of the Lord's multitude of men, women, and children. That the Lord will have mercy on these last days. Okay. I believe I said double honors again to our apostles, elders, a great millstone, right? So again, until next time, Lord willing is edifying. I believe I covered everything. Oh yeah, last point, Salaki again with the Fibonacci. Again, I just showed that to show you on how, okay, the Lord, you know, his incorruptible spirit is in all things, and how everything is in perfect balance, and why the pineal. I showed it how you use it on the pineal and how it connects to nature and all that. You know what I'm saying? So Lord willing, I connected the dots. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't confusing and it was edifying. Until next time, shalom.